Hello, in this video I have 3 games for you in the Miles M20, which is the third of the premium aircraft that I picked up in a... Well, it was after that thing where we got tokens, and I used my tokens to get discounts on premium aircraft and brought this and the Messerschmitt 209V and the Key 43 for China. And of those 3, the Miles M20 is my least favourite. You'll see here I am in a tier 7 game, and we've been caught at low, or comparatively low altitude by the enemy team, but our Yak 9 is being very aggressive and did a lot of damage to this enemy Yak 9, or sorry, our Yak 9U and their Yak 9, and it allows me to just get close enough to finish it off with my 8 machine guns, and I'm able to avoid some of the fire from the P-51D and then get on its tail. And luckily for me, the P-51 is trying to turn, perhaps not with me, but close enough with me that I was about to say I could keep doing any damage, but as you see I try to do damage but miss. But still, it's not going to be able to outurn me, it's got to kind of outrun me, which you see it's trying to do now. And I was thinking of pulling up and helping my team, but this P-51 is the last enemy aircraft left, so I'll just stick on its tail and do some damage where I can. Which, a tiny bit there. And around. And a little bit more damage. Not sure if that was me that damaged its engine, but somebody did. And I was shooting at the time. And almost dead. Unfortunately, at tier 7, 8 machine guns just isn't actually a lot of firepower. But I got an assist. And 1 aircraft down, tier 6 aircraft. It's pretty alright, but bottom of my team. Just didn't do the same, just didn't do enough damage. See, the M20, it's got the same armament as the Spitfire, or, you know, one of the armaments you can put on the Spitfire Mark 1, but I think it's really just the fixed undercarriage on the Miles M20 just makes it a lot slower, and it turns a lot poorer. So actually really it's just like the Bristol 146, but it's been moved up a tier. Now in this match I decided that the enemy had an advantage at high altitude, so I decided that I would come down and play at low altitude, at least at the start, and wait for the high altitude fighters to come down and try and fight me. And to that end, I'm killing the Ju-87G, because while I'm down here I might as well do something. The other reason I came down here is that the main reason is that our tier 6 aircraft is an IL-2, so the match is kind of going to be decided at low altitude by that IL-2. We get lucky there and the enemy Bf-109 crashes, and that was their best fighter. And now everybody's at low altitude, and at low altitude, the Miles M20 is not actually bad. It's still worse than the Spitfire in every way, but it's not so noticeably sluggish, or, well, yeah, sluggish is the word. As you see, I'm able to stick on the tail of this F4F and do a fair bit of damage, and able to follow it around in Immelman, and using a bit of boost to keep my nose on target, able to get a second kill. Whoops. That was a friendly Heinkel 112. I accidentally rammed to death. Well, it was accidental. I didn't see the guy at all until it was far too late. But I'm going to make up for it by helping to kill that P-36. And well, there's only 1 enemy aircraft left, and it's a P-40. And I could have actually fired a few shots in there, but I was too busy saying sorry to the Heinkel 112. So instead I don't quite manage to get within range of it, and the P-40 is faster than me. I can outturn it at low altitudes, at high altitudes it can easily outturn me, but no way can I catch this P-40 even if I was using my boost. So that's the thing about Miles M20, it's very dependent on your enemies. If they're the same tier or higher than you, they basically have to come and dogfight you. Otherwise you can't catch them, and you can't really force them into a dogfight. So yeah, as I said, of the 3, it's the one that I like the least. Having said that, it's probably better than the 209V in terms of being able to influence the outcome of the match, simply because it's got decent firepower and it can actually get into a furball and do something, whereas the 209V just contributes very little in terms of hit point damage. Anyway, this is the last game I was going to show you. You see that Corsair prototype? It's looking at me. So when it gets close, I start dodging, take a couple of shots and 2 hit points of damage, but I'm able to turn around, put a few shots into it, but it's fast enough that it gets out of my range pretty quickly, but turns back in. And you see I did a fair bit of damage there. The 8 machine guns, they are pretty powerful if you can get close enough to use them. But again, the Corsair's way faster than me and it can outrun me easily. Bristol 133 died as soon as I look at it, and I see something on the radar looking at me, and it's a Spitfire 1 above and behind, so I start dodging and it pulls out rather than press the attack, and the Corsair's come back close enough to me that I can shoot at it, but, well, it dies just before I look at it. Spitfire 1's coming back at me and I figure I can go head on with it now, and I actually ram it to death, which I wasn't expecting. Basically my thought then was, I realised there were only 2 enemy aircraft left, so I felt confident that I'll be able to just trade my aircraft for the Spitfire and it would be net benefit to my team. So I was kind of okay with ramming it there, which is why I went head on, but I didn't actually expect to live. I don't think I have more hit points than the Spitfire, and I know that, well, at best I've got equal firepower to it, but I managed to come off on top there with just a little bit of luck. So now the only enemy aircraft left is this Focke-Wulf 189C, and even though I'm not particularly fast or manoeuvrable, I'm fast enough and manoeuvrable enough to do something to it at least. And I actually managed to get the kill there just because it crashed and I was the last person to shoot it. And that's kind of Miles M.20. So you see, I've got a mixed opinion of it. I suppose I don't really like it because I keep comparing it to the Spitfire, and it's just a lot worse than the Spitfire. But it's got good firepower. Its manoeuvrability, as you can see in those couple of videos I showed you, that's good enough. Like, you can keep your guns on target, you can outturn that Mustang you saw me earlier, and at low altitudes I can easily outturn lots of the Tier 5 and Tier 4 fighters. But overall, as I say, I think it's like the Bristol 146, which I also didn't particularly like, in that it's got good firepower, yes, it's not particularly fast, and it's not particularly manoeuvrable, but it's kind of good enough that you can usually don't really suffer too much because of it. But I suppose my review, if this wasn't a review, but if you wanted my opinion, is that if you like the Bristol 146, you'd probably like the Miles M.20. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time.